Alright class, your own Dr. McMasters here. Some of the qualities of a Shakespearean sonnet. This is Shakespeare's probably most famous sonnet, Sonnet 18, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day? So, a couple things that all Shakespearean sonnets have in common. 14 lines. You can see that easily enough, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13 and 14 here. Great. That's divided into 3 quatrains and a couplet. A quatrain is just a fancy way to say that it's a stanza that has 4 lines. So we'll divide them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are our 3 quatrains. Quatrain has 4 lines, right? So, quatrain 1, Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaf hath all too short a date. Second quatrain, Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. And then finally, we don't have a quatrain here, we have a couplet. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So these 14 lines in Shakespeare are divided into 4 different stanzas. The first 3 are quatrains, and the last one is a couplet. And a couplet is just, again, a fancy word for a stanza with 2 lines. There's also a rhyme scheme that all of these Shakespearean sonnets follow. And the rhyme scheme, I'm going to type it up top here. A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. This is the way that poets and people who study poetry mark rhyme schemes. They use letters and repetitions of letters to show the pattern in which the rhyme occurs. So it might look a little confusing, but it's really not. This would be A. Next line will be B. Next line will be A again. And then down here we have B. So you'll see that this pattern that I've written up here is just coded for each of the stanzas. This first quatrain is represented with A, B, A, B, and you can guess which words rhyme, right? The A line and the B line. So, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The ending sound, day, is marked by A and rhymes with the third line, rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, day and May. You see that the B's, too, repeat, and those are the rhyming words on the second and fourth lines. Thou art more lovely and more temperate, and then and summer's leaf hath all too short a date. So temperate and date are the rhyming words there in that scheme. And this just repeats. C, D, not supposed to be the copyright symbol, but we'll deal with it. C, D. So you'll see shines rhymes with declines, dimmed with untrimmed. And then here, you can imagine, same thing, E. Not that, but we'll deal with it, E. F, I'm sorry, E, F, E, F. Fade rhymes with shade, oust and groused. Grossed, but you can see. Owest, growest. We'll go with it that way. And then the GG, you can see that the 2 lines there are marked with G, so they should rhyme, right? G and G. C and D. Makes perfect sense, right? So anytime that you see that kind of a rhyme scheme marked out, the A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, you can do that with any poem that has a rhyme. You just mark the syllables and mark the rhymes and the pattern in which they repeat. It's a pretty simple way to mark down what we call a rhyme scheme. There's not a name for this rhyme scheme, but it is typical in most sonnets, especially all Shakespearean sonnets. So we have that, and then you need to watch the other video to see what the iambic pentameter explanation is. Talk soon.